doesn't see a dynasty in Boston, saying they, quote, won't be as hungry for the next championship as they were for the first championship. Draymond Green does know something about a dynasty, bringing us on camera for this one and bringing back the NBA expert Rick Bucher. One of my favorite questions I heard all week, saw it first on First Things First, shout out to them. What's more likely, the Celtics becoming a dynasty or being one and done? What do you think?
For me, it's one and done, and it's really not a matter of questioning the talent. The number of their players are still young and in their prime. It's a matter of the finances. And their opportunity to be a dynasty. First of all, we should identify what a dynasty is. For me, it's you win 3 rings in 4 years, right? They missed their window by not winning in 2022 because you still had, this was before Jaylen Brown signed his big extension. And now you've got Jason Tatum's eligible to sign his big extension. Drew Holiday's making $30 million plus. Kristaps Porzingis is making $30 million plus. Now you got to figure out how you're going to pay, if you're going to keep Al Horford and Derek White. And the way the salary cap is structured now, you're not just trying to fit all those guys in, but if you're going over the cap, a guy that you're paying, say, $20 million to go over the cap, the way the tax now works, it's costing you $80 million because you're paying $2 to $3 for every single dollar.
I got a question for you. Now, this is going to be highly nerdy, but this might be the most valuable basketball information you hear the rest of the year. Slick, you might not know the answer to it. I apologize, viewers, if you don't, but I got to ask you anyway. The luxury tax.
Yes.
I was educated on the luxury tax as it pertains to the Golden State Warriors. If you have homegrown talent, you can pay your players more money. Your owner just has to have the money, but they can incur a higher tax. That's how the Warriors have been able to keep Clay and Dre and Steph for so long, because the luxury tax. So to some degree, you can maneuver the salary cap. Because of the homegrown talent of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, was he drafted there? I don't know. With Hauser, was he drafted there?
I believe so, yes.
You know, because of the homegrown talent that they have, can they manipulate the luxury tax to retain talent?
They can pay those guys, but they've now tweaked the cap. So it's not only are you paying a hefty tax, which if your owner is willing to spend that, then you can retain those guys. But they've also set it up so that now all of the mid-level exceptions, all of your ability to add players or go out and get a guy that's been released, those are taken away. So your ability to go beyond, say, the 4 or 5 guys that you are paying big dollars to, you don't have the same wherewithal to get the mid-level exception. Like those exceptions go away. So now you're just signing all minimum contract guys, and you're even restricted in that. That's what makes it difficult. And so when I look at them, like, it's also to Draymond's point, like, they've been battling to get this championship for years. And that's why I make the comparison to the Pistons of '05, because the Pistons went to the conference finals 7 years in a row. They went to the finals twice. They won 1 championship, and they lost in the finals the year after. So I believe the Celtics team will continue to be very good and will be in the mix. But that distinction, and again, we can look at the Warriors. Like, look at Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole after they won their ring and they got paid. The hunger was not the same. And you can't just have, like, if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are like, hey, you need everybody to have that same hunger. And they've been working so long to get to this. It's human nature. Like, I've been trying to get to the top. I got to the top of the mountain.
And
you take a breath. Like, it's nothing against them. But teams like the Warriors that just maintain that, we're not satisfied. We're not satisfied. We're not satisfied. That's a rare quality.
As I ask you, Shady, the same question, Slick got me thinking, like, do dynasties get certain breaks that we don't talk about? Think about the Warriors 2015. Kevin Love gets hurt. Kyrie Irving gets hurt. If Love and Kyrie are healthy and they play the Warriors in 15, the Warriors might not have won in 15. The Warriors didn't win in 16. So then this dynasty that we talk about with the Warriors, they would have won in 17 and 18, but they wouldn't have been the dynasty because they would have won in 17, 18, and 22.
And if the TV money bump doesn't come in, they can't get Kevin Durant. Like, that was another element.
Hold up, guys. Hold on.
What?
we can't sit up here and play this what-if game.
No. I'm simply saying breaks happen in sports, right? If Edelman doesn't make his fingertip catch.
I mean, but that's part of the game.
Of course.
It's for me. I just can't. And great conversation, guys. But can we just take that part out? Let's take that part out, put it over here, and then continue. Because I just don't like how that, you're taking something from them dudes, right? From Clay to Draymond. They really went out there and earned it.
The reason I say that is the Celtics haven't gotten a break, if you will. They've been fighting, they've been scratching, they've been clawing. They finally got one. But like Slick said, if they would have won in 22, now you win one next year or you were the year after,
now
you're a dynasty.
Yeah, these dudes are still super young, though, man. One thing I know about the Boston Celtics, especially since Jaylen Brown and Tatum has been there, they're going to put together a real good roster. I don't care how you're talking about the money or what taxes you got to pay on the money. Their roster has been legit for the last 8 years.
This is a new salary. These rules are new. Like they haven't been dealing with these rules all along the way.
But the only person that ain't locked down right now is Horford. Everybody else under contract.
Jason Tatum.
They up for extensions, but they under contract.
Yes. No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got 5 dudes coming back that's legit.
100%. 100%. This next year, for sure. They have enough this next year. Although, Jaylen Brown's contract goes from 35 to I think 60 or 30 plus.
I just think these two dudes, I don't think it's like Kobe and Shaq and all that with the stardom. And I think that's why we do them like that. They are a dominant basketball team and been a dominant basketball team for the last 6 years.
Correct.
7, 8 years.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but
during this season.
But here's the flip side. For the last 6 years, we've had a different champion every year. And I can remember just a year ago, we were talking about the Denver Nuggets. Oh, they're dynastic. They got a chance to win. I just think the combination of the salary cap and how it restricts how you're able to add those pieces along the way, and the fact that the parity is greater in the league now than it's ever been.
That's where I'm at.
But not for them, though.
I just want to ask this, though. So
what do you mean?
Real quick, so what would you say that the best new additions for the team was? Probably Drew Holiday?
Oh, 1,000.
I would say Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis.
Okay, them two. But
without either one of those, I don't think they win a championship.
Cool, right? But this the tricky part. The team been so good. You take them two dudes off, right? Boom. Yeah. They were getting to the Eastern Conference Finals every year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to think that they're not gonna go again, it's hard to believe.
You know what I think they'll be? I think they'll be like the Spurs dynasty. If y'all call that Spurs a dynasty. Spurs won 5 chips in 20 years. I don't think the Celtics will win 3 and 4. And the Spurs never won back-to-back, but they won 5 in 20 years. I can see the Celtics winning 3 more chips in the next 14 years. Jason Tatum's 26. I think Jaylen Brown's 27.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, I believe, will be the Celtic for life. JB, I don't know, but Jason Tatum, I think, will be the Celtic for life. I see the Celtics winning 3 more chips over the next 12, 13 years. I think they can see 4 in 16 years. So I don't know that they'll win back-to-back because of parity. I don't know that they'll win 3 and 4 years. But I think they'll be consistent like the Spurs were because, like Shady said, they've been to 5 Eastern Conference Finals in the last 7 years.
Sure.
They've been great.
Sure. But it's also been, I agree with you, and I think that it's fitting because Boston, unlike Detroit went to 7 conference finals in a row. They were there every year. Celtics have not done that. They got bounced in the first round. They've had a little bit of a roller coaster over the last few years. So I agree with the idea that, maybe they don't get there, maybe they don't win another ring next year. But the way they're built,
they win
2 years from now, 3 years from now, I could see them getting another one.
No doubt about it. Well, Dak Prescott, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, can you see him getting the ring? I don't know if Jerry Jones can because he hasn't given him a long